Good morning, guys, and welcome to today's live Saturday session. My name is Keith Walsh, and I'm going to be taking you through today's Saturday session with ExamRevision, and we're going to be focusing on Leaving Certificate Geography. Before I get into today's Saturday session, I just quickly want to show you some exciting news that ExamRevision have just announced like this week. So ExamRevision are hosting live online revision courses during May, and this is to help junior and leaving certificate students with their upcoming exams. So these will be one-day intensive revision courses that will take place from Saturday the 21st of May to Saturday the 28th of May. So and I'll just quickly show you like what's going to be involved for these leaving certificate courses. Okay, so there's leaving certificate and there's junior cycle, but I know all of you today tuning in will be leaving cert students. Okay, so I'll talk you through what you can expect from our May revision courses. So these revision courses to get you like exam ready, okay, and get students prepared for the upcoming leaving certificate in a month's time. They're going to be really intensive revision courses. They're going to be focusing on probable questions that are likely to appear on the exam in next month. You'll be provided with like H1 notes, and there'll be a big emphasis and focus on exam technique. And our expert teachers will be able to show you key ways in which you can like maximize your results and your marks in all of your different exams. All of our teachers are outstanding. They all are written examiners with the State Examinations Commission, so they know where the marks are going in the exams, and they've got a really good insight into probable questions that are likely to appear in this year's paper. There'll be a big focus on most the common topics and the questions that come up regularly on the exam, because they're ones that students should be paying a lot of attention to, because you know that they're likely to come up. And you'll be getting like key tips from written examiners on ways to maximize your marks. They're going to be live, so they'll be on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Monday to Friday will be in the evening time, and Saturday and Sunday then will be throughout the day. So if you go onto our website, ExamRevision.ie, you'll be able to see all the subjects that we have for our junior and leaving certificate. The ones for leaving certificate that we have up there now that you can book onto are Leaving Cert Maths, Leaving Cert Biology, Leaving Cert Business, Leaving Cert Spanish, Leaving Cert French, and Leaving Cert History. Okay, and it's really like be well worth going on and booking onto one of those revision courses. Particularly if you're a student, you know, you're a month away and you're like you really want to do well and want to focus and want to get some key like insights from written examiners and get some and be guided in the right direction and what you really need to study with the remaining few weeks that you have left. Okay. If we just quickly show you on the website, okay. So if I'll just quickly show you sorry. So I'll just quickly show you on ExamRevision how you can find out, you can book onto your place. So this is just go to examrevision.ie and then you'll see book live onto revision courses. Okay, you can also scroll down and book May revision courses. Click in here and then you'll see their revision courses are here. Okay, so you've got Leaving Cert Biology is next Saturday the 21st of May. Okay, from 9:30 to 12:45. Okay. It's €129. Leaving Cert Maths is next Saturday as well. So it'll run from 2 till 5:15. You've Leaving Cert French with Mirren, that'll be on Monday the 23rd, and that'll run from 6 to 9:15. Leaving Cert Business is with myself, Keith, and that'll run from 6 to 9:15. And you've got Leaving Cert History with Lee, that's Saturday 28th from 9:30 to 12:45. And then you'll have Leaving Cert Spanish with Carolina on Saturday 28th from 2 to 5:15. Each course is 129, but there is an offer. If you book 3, you can get 3 courses for 299. Okay, so fantastic value. If you want to see what's going to be covered, you can click on these. So I'll show you, like, for example, a business, because that's the one that I'll be covering on, be focusing on. Okay, so business is going to run from it's a one day, so it's 3 hours 15 minutes, intensive revision course, and I'll be paying particular emphasis on units 4, 5, and 6, because these are the ones that make up the ABQ, and statistically they make up over 50% of the paper. And we'll do again like this year, particularly with all the option and choice that you have. Because of the adjustments, you'll receive notes on all 7 units, and you can see then the course outline. Okay, so for the first hour, we'll focus on the short questions, exam technique, and ABQ. Then we'll focus on unit 2 and 3, have a short break for 15 minutes, and then we'll focus on unit 4 and unit 5. Okay, so it's all there, and students. So that's an example. But if you want to look at like what's going to be on Leaving Cert Maths, again, you click on it, and you can see what Anya is going to cover on the day, the breakdown of the revision course. So that's just the first thing I just want to mention before I get into this Saturday session. Okay, so I'm just going to share with you. Okay, so we're going to look at today's Saturday session. We're going to look at our Leaving Cert Geography, okay? And we're going to look at the layout of the paper, and then I'm going to give you tips, and I'm also going to give you predictions, okay? So the predictions for this year's Geography 2022 Leaving Certificate paper. I'm going to give you what I think is really likely to come up this year, very probable. And if you look at last year, when I gave the predictions, everything that we predicted for the physical, regional, elective, and the geoecology come up, and students was able to answer the paper like fully. And again, this will hopefully be the same this year, okay? And so I'll share those predictions with you towards the end of this Saturday session. Okay, so this is so the first bit, we're going to look at the layout and the paper. Okay, so the layout of the exam, just it's important that students are aware of this. Okay, I'm sure you all are, but just quickly, just to run through this in case you're not. So it's Leaving Cert Geography exam paper. It's made up of 5 sections. You've got the core unit 1, which is the short questions, and then you've got core unit 2 and 3, which is physical geography and regional geography. Okay, and this is compulsory. This is what everyone has to do. Everyone has to do the core units. Then you'll have one elective. Okay, you've got 2 options. You can do the economic elective or the human elective, and then you higher level students have to sit one of the options. Okay, one of the option units. So there's 4 units, and you just study 1. Okay, so in a normal layout of the paper, I'll show you the normal layout, and I'll show you then how it's slightly different for your year. Okay, but it's important to know the normal year as well, the normal layout, because I'm going to show you a key tip for this year. Okay, so short questions usually worth 80 marks, which is 16%. Physical geography is usually worth 80 marks, which is 16%. Regional geography is worth 80 marks, which is 16%. You've got economic elective or your human elective, which is 80 marks, it's worth 16%. And then you've got your options. So the option that we look at is geoecology, but one of the 4 options, it's 80 marks and it's 16%, okay? That's going to be 80%. And then you add in your field study. Your field study is 100 marks, 20%, and it gives you a total of 500 marks, okay? Your timing. So this is the suggested timing, okay? 30 minutes for short questions, 30 minutes for your physical, 30 minutes for your regional, 30 minutes for your elective, and you're looking at 40 minutes for your geoecology. Okay, that's 2 hours 40 minutes. The exam is 2 hours 50, so that will give you 10 minutes to read the paper and choose the questions that you are going to answer in the paper. Now, I understand that some students might do the short questions in 20 minutes and 25 minutes because you've practiced so much and it's very much skills based. And if that is the case, then you can add those 10 minutes into the 3 sections. Okay, maybe your physical, regional, and elective. Maybe take 3 minutes 30 seconds for each one. Then you can add into your physical, your regional, and your elective. However, I would not rush through my short questions just to give myself time for physical or regional or your elective, because the short questions is worth the same. It's worth 80 marks. It's worth 16%. So it's really important that you don't make silly errors by going too quickly through your short questions. So take your time on the short questions, because they're worth just as much as all your regional geography that you spend like maybe months of the last 2 years like studying. The short questions is worth the same. So it's important to give them the same respect and to make sure that you've got your answers correctly, because sometimes, take it like the short questions 10, 11, 12, the last three, it's very much, it's usually like graphs and using statistics and reading tables. Make sure you double check your answers. Don't just like quickly just look at the table, pick the answer. Double check your answer, because silly errors like that is just thrown away like easy marks. Okay, so the adjustments for this year. So students sitting this year's geography 2022 paper, here's the adjustments. Okay, so we still have to attempt any 10 questions. Now, key tip, answer all 12. Okay, it's important. Answer all 12, because the examiner will have to mark all 12, and then they'll pick your best 10. The key change, so there's no changes in the short questions. The key changes is in part 2. Okay, so this year you have to answer 3 questions. Okay, so and you're not allowed to choose all 3 questions from the same section. However, you can choose 2 questions from, say, physical geography from one of the sections. So you could do 2 from physical, 2 from regional, 2 from an elective, 2 from your option. Okay, you can do that this year, but you can't do 3 from all of the same section. Or you could do, say, your option, you could do your elective, and you could do physical and leave out regional completely. Okay, that is a possibility this year. Or you could do 2 physical, no regional, 1 elective, 1 option. So again, leave out regional, but you do 4 questions. And what the examiner will do is they'll mark all 4 and pick your best 3. Okay. Now the reason why I say 4 is because your timing hasn't changed. It's still 2 hours 50 like a normal year. Okay. So in a normal year, students would have to answer 1 question from each section. Okay. So 1 from physical, 1 from regional, 1 from elective, 1 from option. And this is, so you've got a fantastic like opportunity like this year as a 6th year student. You can really maximize your marks by answering 4 questions, and you can still leave out a section as well, because you can answer 2 questions from the 1 section. So you could answer 2 physical, leave out regional, do 1 elective, 1 option. It's a fantastic year to be sitting the Leaving Cert Geography paper. My top tip would be to answer 4 long questions, because the timing hasn't changed. Now, if you're a student that you really struggle with timing, fine, don't answer 4 questions, just focus on your 3. But if you are a student that's able to answer and you've got your timings correct, you're able to do short questions in 30 minutes, you're able to do physical geography in 30 minutes, your regional geography in 30 minutes, your elective in 30 minutes, your option in 40 minutes, perfect. Stick to that and answer an extra question, because the examiner will have to mark the extra one and then pick your best ones. Okay. So, so short questions like this year is 80 marks, and then you've got 3 long questions. Okay, so 240 marks. So each one is 80 marks, just like normal, but you've got 1 question less. Okay, and your field study is 100, so your total marks for this year is 420 marks. My top tip would be to answer 4 questions. Okay, if I was sitting the paper this year, I'd do 2 physical, I would leave out regional, I'd do 1 elective, 1 option. That'd be my, if I was going to sit the paper. Now, obviously, that'd be my, I think, going into the paper, I might go in and have this lovely regional question. I might do that 1 physical, 1 elective, and 1 option. Like that could work out. But I would definitely be trying to answer 4 questions if my timing is on point. If you haven't got your timing on point, then don't, and you're really struggling, then don't try to do 4, just do 3. Okay, so like I was saying, here is your suggested timing. Okay, so your short question is 80 marks, 30 minutes. Okay, then you've got your physical, regional, and your elective. Okay, and geoecology, your option. You have to answer 3 from here. Okay, and 2 questions can be from one of the same sections. Okay, but again, I would try answer 4. 80 marks, 80 marks, 80 marks, 80 marks. Okay, and you just have to answer 3 out of these 4. Okay, so 3 questions out of 4 is going to be, your best 3 out of 4 is going to be marked in the Leaving Cert Geography 2022 paper in the exam. Okay, and yeah, remember, you can choose 2 questions from the same section. Okay, so you can do 2 physical, 2 regional, 2 elective, 2 geoecology, but you can't do 3 from one section. Okay, so some tips to bear in mind for your Leaving Cert Geography exam. So it's 80 marks, your timing, max 30 minutes, okay? But don't rush through it and do it in 15 minutes and make lots of silly errors because you're trying to get on and trying to save time. Remember, it's the same, it's worth the same as all the long questions. So make sure you give that the respect it deserves. Make sure you read the questions properly, okay? Particularly on the graphs. It's really, really important, okay? That you on the graphs that you read it and that you pay attention to that. It's so important. So often students read the questions and just read it wrong, and then they answer the question wrong. Just check your answer twice, okay, in the show questions. Answer all 12. Please answer all 12. Even if you're guessing like 1 or 2 of the questions, so what? That's fine. Just guess. The examiner, you're going to be in the same situation as you would be if you don't answer it, okay? So if you guess and get it wrong, that's fine. If you leave it blank, you definitely get it wrong, okay? So answer all 12 questions. An examiner will pick your best 10. Core units, okay? So where does the show questions come from? Sometimes students ask me this, okay? So they come from units 1, 2, and 3. So from your physical, your regional, and your skills, okay? Your geographical skills. So that's where all the show questions will come from. You won't be any questions on your elective economic or human, or it won't be any questions on cultural for your option, or geoecology for your option. It's just all going to be based on physical, regional, and your skills. Please remember, always put the units in, okay? So often students, they work out the answer and they do a calculation in the short questions, work out the answer, and they say 23, and they don't say, for example, 23 millimeters, or they don't say 23 millibars, or 23 centimeters, or 23 degrees, or whatever it might be. Put in the units, okay? Just don't leave it with the number. And the other thing is practice, okay? Can't emphasize how important it is for the show questions to practice. And sometimes it is neglected, okay? I think because maybe students sometimes feel that the show questions, maybe that they're easy, or I don't know, but they don't give the same time that they give to maybe they might give to say the physical geography or regional geography. But it's worth the same marks. So it's vital that you give it the respect it needs, and you practice doing these, because it's their skills. And we all know with a skill, how you get better is you practice. With skills, once you practice, you will get better, okay? It's just through repetition. And with the Leaving Certificate show questions, there's only a bank of questions that is going to come up. So if you answer the last 10, 11, 12 years of exam papers, and then you start doing mock ones, there's not going to be a question that you won't have seen when you sit down to do your show questions in the 2022 paper. So please practice the show questions. That is crucial advice for any Leaving Certificate geography student that is sitting the paper in June 2022. So your physical geography, this is just to break down your timing. So I said it was half an hour, okay? I said it was half an hour. So part A is 20 marks. You've got 5 minutes, okay? And then that leaves part B and C. They're 30-mark questions. You've got 12 minutes, 30 seconds. So, and then same for part C, 30 marks. You've got 12 minutes, 30 seconds. If you're a student right now, you're sitting the exam in a month and you haven't practiced in these timings, you need to start practicing, okay? You need to know what your timings are, because you can't go into the exam and just expect that you're going to be able to adhere to these timings, okay? You need to work out, right, every time I do a B question, it's taking me 15 minutes. Okay, if it's taking me 15 minutes, that's 2.5 minutes extra per question, okay? So that's 5 minutes extra it's taking you to do physical geography. So you're meant to only have 30 minutes. So where are you going to get that 5 minutes? Oh, well, I'm actually doing my short questions in 20 minutes. Okay, so that means you've saved 10. So that's physical geography, that's an extra 5. Regional geography, say that's an extra 5. Right, where are we going to get the extra 5 minutes for your elective? Okay, I'll do the geoecology in 35 minutes. You need to work out your own timings. Timings are unique. So these are all guided timings, but you need to work out what yours are. And the only way you can work it out is by writing out essays and trying to do it in time conditions. Regional geography, again, is the same part. So regional geography is questions 4, 5, and 6. The timing is 5 minutes for a 20 marker for part A. B and C, 12 minutes, 30 seconds, okay? Top tip, answer 4 long questions in this year's 2022 paper. Your human or economic elective, okay, so human or economic elective. So economic elective is questions 7, 8, and 9. And then the human elective, the human elective is questions 10, 11, 12. They're both the same in terms of like A, B, and C. 20, 30, 20, 30, 30 is 80 marks. 5 minutes always for A's, and 12 minutes 12 minutes 30 seconds for B and C. Okay. Top tip: answer 4 long questions this year. Okay, and I'm gonna keep on drilling that into you because I want students to do this and to be able to maximize their marks. Geoecology then is the one that I choose. Okay, so there's different options that you can choose. Okay, so geoecology is question 16, 17, and 18 on the paper, and it's 4 different options. 1 question you pick, and it's 80 marks, and it's 40 minutes. Okay, and oh, sorry. Some exam technique for 30 markers. Okay, so very often students say like, how do you what's the technique for 30 markers? Right. What really important, always name what you're, or give the impact, or name like what you're asked to explain. So if you're asked to explain like a fluvial erosion, like landform, straight away waterfall, name it. Okay, then give examples. Okay, so you might say Torque waterfall in Killarney, County Kerry. Perfect, but give 2. Always give 2 examples with everything. So you'll say Powerscourt waterfall, County Wicklow. Okay, and then at the annotated diagram is going to get you another SRP, and then you've got you've got 22 marks left, so 11 SRPs then you have to come up with your examination. Okay, top tips: put 2 examples at the start of your essays and put 2 examples at the end. Okay, because very often there's marks going for, there's 2 SRPs always going for examples. So if you have 2 at the start and 2 at the end, sometimes you might get an extra one from the examiner because they're just going through and they just have examples drilled into their head that they have to give like an SRP for. Annotate 1 diagram. Don't do lots of diagrams. Just annotate 1 diagram. Focus on the question asked. So a good little tip for this is to reword the question. Okay, and that can keep you on track and stop you going off in a tangent. And always start on a new page. Okay, so what I mean by starting new pages, do say question 1A on a new page, and even if it only takes like 3-4 lines. Okay, do question 1B on a brand new page. Okay, top tip, because it gives you lots of space. It makes it easier for the examiner. It also gives you room if you need to go back and add something in. So often like your students do all the questions like directly underneath each other, and then they go back and they remember something and they're trying to put it all in to 1 line, and they're putting 5 lines into the very last line of the page, and it's messy. It's hard for the examiner. You're not going to score the marks that you deserve for maybe what you've written. Okay, so make sure always start on a brand new page. Please do that, and trust me on that one. That will score you higher marks in Leaving Cert Geography paper. For H1 grade, okay, so students that want to get H1 grade, you need to be up at 92% to be safe, because as we all know, the dreaded grade boundaries and the bell curve that exists within the Leaving Cert for all subjects. So to be very safe, you need to be up at 92%. Okay, so you don't be dropped down. Okay, so that means in a normal year, 460 marks out of 500. Okay, but this is a normal year, it's slightly different. Okay, so 1 question left, 80 marks less, sorry. So it's out of 420. So you need to get 385 marks to get 92% to guarantee yourself a H1. Okay, so that's only dropping 35 marks in the entire paper. So often students, sometimes they often run out of time, okay, in the exam, and they might miss a 30-mark question. Like if you miss a 30-mark question, that is the H1. Like it's 30 marks. The rest of the paper you can only drop 5 marks. Like it's very, very difficult. Including the field study as well. To only drop the other 5 marks. So you can't not miss a question. Now this year, obviously, you have got the safety net of you have extra time because you only have to answer 3 questions. But how you get better at timing is just practice. You practice your timing. I promise you will get better. But if you don't practice and you just go into the exam, it's difficult. It's really, really difficult. So right from here to June, you've got a month. It just means if you sit down to do a 30-mark question, just give yourself 12.5 minutes and see if you're able to get it done in that time. And if you're not, then see what time it's taking you, and then start to work out what timing you need to be at for the different sections of the Leaving Certificate Geography course. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, so let me just go on to the next one. Let's get the next. Okay, so I'm just going to get the next PowerPoint up. Okay, slides. Okay, so Next one I've got coming up here now is the predictions. Okay, I know you're going to be really excited to see the predictions. It's the one that we get so many requests throughout the year, and I suppose because of the success rate of the last number of years of getting predicting pretty much the entire paper, and after last year. And you can see if you go up onto YouTube, we've got go onto our YouTube channel, ExamRevision, you will see that, you know, it's got maybe 5,000 views put up just before the week before the exam, and predicted the pretty much the entire geography paper. Students are able to answer. So have a look at that before, if you want to see that it's they'll have a record of doing this before. Okay. Right. So I'm just going to share you the PowerPoint slide now. Okay, so here we go. So here's the Leaving Certificate Geography predictions for 2022. Okay, now just obviously a word of warning: these are predictions. Okay, the reason why I do them towards the end is because I don't want students just to start then to be like to start in September, like, right, have the predictions, there we go, and not do anything else. This is for what I'm thinking is, obviously you've got, you know, it's a few weeks to your exam, and I think when it's a few weeks to your exam, you know, you've got a limited time. You have to you're trying to focus on what's the best way, what's the most effective way to study with your upcoming exams. And yeah, probable exams and predictions do really help, because, you know, if it's good to know if there's a better chance of something else, if something appearing than something that has less a chance, and then you are better off studying. If you haven't studied either, like essay, you're better off studying the question that's more likely to appear. Okay, so that's why on examination we do the predictions, but it's closer to the exam when students, I suppose, have limited time and they need to know, right, what's more likely to come up in the exam, and that's what we're here going to do here today for Leaving Cert Geography. Okay, so for physical geography, okay, here's predictions. So number one, erosion and deposition landform. Make sure you have this question in your pocket, and you're going into the exam knowing an erosion and deposition landform for fluvial, coastal, or glacial. So not one for, so you don't need to know erosion and deposition for fluvial, coastal, and glacial. You just need to know erosion and deposition for one. So say for fluvial, for rivers, that's what we do. Okay, so that would be, erosion would be, say, a waterfall, and deposition might be a delta. Okay, make sure you know those two essays. So one for erosion, one for deposition. This year, the question that's more likely to appear is erosion. Okay, so for example, like a waterfall for rivers is more likely to appear. But I wouldn't just go into the exam and just have a waterfall learned off. I'd be going in and learning off a delta as well. So if erosion deposition comes up, I'm covered. That is a very, like, this question will come up, comes up every year. And it usually alternates, and last year it was deposition, so more than likely it would be erosion, but I'd make sure I know about. Okay, so that's number one. So if you haven't studied yet and you're wondering, right, I've got 4 weeks to the exam, what do I need to do? Like less than 4 weeks to the start of the exams, what am I going to need to study? I go for waterfall for erosion. Okay, for fluvial erosion. The next one I'll be looking at is the formation of igneous rock. Oh, sorry, the formation of rocks. Okay, and last year the formation of igneous rocks came up. Okay, this is a question that's appearing very, very frequently on the exam, and it's coming up most years. Okay, the formation of rocks. So make sure you know the formation of sedimentary rocks, the formation of metamorphic, and the formation of igneous. Like I said, igneous came up last year, so I'd be really focusing on, say, the sedimentary and metamorphic. I wouldn't ignore igneous. I'd know the three of them because it's already narrowed down so much. Like, I'm just narrowing down to 5 things here. Question number 3 for physical geography: the human interaction with rock cycle. So the human interaction with rock cycle. So that's like geothermal energy. Okay, have your essay learned off on that, or it might be like natural gas exploration. Okay, it could be mining. Okay, if you've done mining. So the one that I focus on is geothermal energy, and so make sure you have that essay learned off. Okay, then have the 4th one is chemical and mechanical weathering. Okay, so chemical carbonation, have your essay learned off on that. and mechanical freeze thaw action, okay, have that learned off. So mechanical, another name for it is physical weathering. Freeze thaw action is that one. Make sure you've got that learned off. Very, very probable to come up in this year's paper. And then the last one is constructive plate boundaries. Okay, I will go for destructive plate boundaries. It's hard to narrow it down to say earthquakes, volcanoes. Those questions, they appear quite like it's a bit more random. But I think if you learn it in based on destructive or constructive or conservative plate boundaries, it's much better. So take constructive plate boundaries for this year. So this again, so these are the predictions for physical geography. Now, very often, like students say, like, oh, like I don't have time to make all these essays. Like, where can I get all these essays? Well, if you you can sign up to like ExamRevision, and we have the entire course completed. In I'll just quickly just show you guys so you can see it for those of you that maybe it's the first time coming across ExamRevision. So here's like this is examrevision.e. Okay, this is a premium account. Okay, so premium account. So this is mine here. Okay, Keith Walsh. And what you get when students sign up is to get access to video tutorials for the entire Leaving Cert Geography course. They get quizzes for the entire Leaving Cert Geography course. They get PowerPoint presentations for the entire Leaving Cert course. They get exam builder, past exam papers, and marking schemes. You get resource packs, okay, so H1 notes, and then all your progress is tracked, okay. So for example, like I told you that, like say waterfall is really probable to come up on the exam. So say you wanted the notes, you wanted the essays, you can go into here. You got the different sections of Leaving Cert course. So you got your physical, regional, geographical skills, your elective, and your option. Say you click in physical, I can go down here and all the different chapters are broken up. We go into rivers, and I scroll down here, and what the blue ones are is videos. So these are video tutorials. So if you wanted to learn about say a waterfall here, you wanted me to explain it, you can click on this, and this is a video. Okay, it goes through me explaining the whole the essay. Okay, I'm talking it through. Okay, and you can see it goes through the whole essay. And a really cool feature that we've added in is that you can watch it like 2.0. So you can watch it 2 times faster. So say like this video is like, it's 14 minutes, but you want to like go through it. Well, you can learn it now in 7 minutes, okay, by watching it 2 times faster. Okay, so it's a really good for students that are, you're in May and you want to go through as much information as possible. But what I wanted to show you was, so there, all the blue ones are video tutorials, all the yellow ones are quizzes. Then we have the PowerPoints, okay? And then if you scroll down here, this is the one here, you've got your H1 notes, okay? So we click on this, and this opens up here. And yeah, sorry, I'm just making sure I'm still sharing it. This opens up down here. But what we have here is got the notes all beautifully explained for you. And say you wanted the essay on a waterfall, okay? So we'll go through here, and here we go. Here's a waterfall. Start off with example, because that's what I said straight away you should do. Give examples, go through each one of these is explained, and you've got your essays there. Okay, all the notes are here. It's really easy to learn. Okay, then you've got your delta. It's all just done based on focusing on the exam, what's asked on the Leaving Cert exam. And if you want the essays, okay, here's your deposition landform. Okay, there's a delta. Look at that. And I explain it in 1 to 15 SRPs, because that's how you're going to be asked in the exam. And then if you go on to the one way humans interact with the fluvial environment, okay, so building the dams, okay, example. Again, it's really nicely explained, okay, and those essays are all completed for you. So you don't even have to create these essays yourself. Like, this is all done for you if you sign up to a premium plan on ExamRevision, okay? So I just wanted to show you that, just to make you aware, because sometimes students might be coming across this for the first time, but that is all there for you. So we're here to help and to get you through and to get you H1 in Leaving Cert Geography. And for today's Saturday session, there is an offer, Keith 20, if you use at checkout. Okay, so if you use Keith 20 at checkout, I'll actually just show you just to make it really, really easy, so students understand. So if you go to ExamRevision.ie, go to our pricing and plans. So if you're a student or if you're a teacher, you can click on teacher. But so you got standard and premium. So to get the notes, you have to go for premium. So if you just typed in here key 20, okay, and you might want to go for one subject. If you go for two, you do save, okay. So instead of being €60 per month, it's only 44 if you're getting two subjects, and then you'll get 20% added on. Oh, sorry, like of discount. So say we'll do two subjects using the discount that I've applied already. All right, I'll just do this, and then it should take me to my subscription. Just give it a creating a subscription, and it will have the 20% off then for you. Okay, so it's just coming here now. I've just clicked off of there. I don't know if it's going to. Sorry, my Wi-Fi is a bit slow. Yeah, so there we go. For two subjects, you're getting for $35.98. Okay, and it's sent a verification code to my phone. So if I wanted to put that in, and right, verified there. Okay, so now for students that are signing up today, you can get two subjects. So maybe you want to get, say, Leaving Cert Geography, and you might want to get maths, higher level maths, or ordinary level maths, whatever it might be, or business or biology, chemistry, physics, ag science, music, history, French. They're all up there, all the Leaving Cert subjects. Let's say you wanted to get geography, and we'll say Leaving Cert English. There we go. It should be €60, okay, but when you get two together, it's $44.98. And when you use a 20% discount of today's lesson, it brings it down to $35.98, and then you just have to pay for that then and subscribe. Okay, so just to talk you through that, because sometimes students, they're not just sure of that. Okay, so coming back here, that's the predictions for physical geography. So for regional geography, the predictions are the following. Okay, so sketch map is going to be, it's guaranteed like question on part A. So make sure you know your sketch maps. So make sure you know how to draw a sketch map of Ireland, Paris Basin, and Brazil. Okay, and this is in order of priority. Ireland is the one I think is going to come up. Like this year, when I say Paris Basin, it just means a European region. So it could be Paris Basin, it could be Mezzogiorno, it could be Belgium, depending on which one you studied, and then Brazil came up last year, so it's more likely to be Ireland or a European one. Okay, so but make sure you've that in the pocket. It's going to come up to draw a sketch map. Also, you can use these sketch maps and you practice them with all your essays. Okay, so when you're asked to draw like a diagram, you can draw like the Paris Basin, you can draw Brazil. So you're going to use all these sketch maps again anyway. So you should be able to draw like three of them. That's number one. Make sure you do that. Then the next thing I'll be focusing on is Ireland. Okay. So if you're focusing on Ireland, okay, I'll be looking at primary economic activities. Make sure you've got that one, and make sure you've got tertiary economic activities. That's the two tips for Ireland. For my European region, okay, I say Paris Basin because that's the one I always focus on, Paris Basin in detail, okay. But say you're doing Mezzogiorno or you're doing Paris Basin, doesn't matter. European region, focus on tertiary economic activities and the EU, okay, the European Union. And then for Brazil, your subcontinental regions, some people might do India, some might do America, some might do Brazil. It depends. But your subcontinental or continental region, focus on primary and secondary economic activities. So primary economic activities, know that essay, and secondary economic activities. You don't have the essays created, that's fine. Go on to ExamRevision. You've got all the notes there. It's all created for you on the platform. Okay. For the elective, okay, so the predictions for the economic elective, the OS map question, it comes up every single year as a 30 marker. So not a 20 marker, a 30 marker. So that is the question that I would be taking out and I'd be practicing for the last 10 years. I would do that question for the last 10 years and I would just know that inside out. So when that question comes up in 2022, there we go, it's a guaranteed 30 marks. Practice drawing the OS map and the area photograph, okay, comes up every year, okay, tends to be the area photograph. But practice drawing those like maps, okay, usually comes up as a 20 marker. Multinational corporation is the one that I'm tipping to come up this year, so know that one. Footloose industry is also a tip and to come up. I've an essay on Dell for that. Okay, that covers kind of both of them. Okay, so Dell is a good one. It's a multinational corporation and it's a footloose industry. So again, all the notes, all the sample answers are on ExamRevision. So just sign up and you can get them. Use the code KEY20 for 20% off the premium plan. And just I didn't mention, but that offer expires tomorrow. Okay, that offer expires on Sunday. Okay, so Sunday the 15th of May. So make sure you sign up before Sunday the 15th of May before 11:59 p.m. Okay, it will be gone. Then the 20%, you can still have to sign up, but you just won't get the 20%. And then the last essay that I'm tipping for the economic elective is environmental impacts of economic activity. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. Okay, just making sure you still can see my screen. And then the last one is the option is the geoecology. Okay, and the one that I've narrowed it down to 3 essays for you guys. Okay, so geoecology, I've narrowed it down to 3 essays, and this then is in order of priority from left to right. Okay, so plants and animals, how plants and animals have adapted to a biome. That hasn't come up since 2015. Strongly think that will come up like this year. Next one in order of priority was the 4 characteristics of a biome. Okay, that came up in 2020, 2018, 2016. Okay, so every kind of 2 years, every second year, so it could come up in 2022. Know that one, and then make sure you know how humans interact with the biome. Okay, that come up in 2021, 2019, 2017, 2014. Okay, now I wouldn't go and if you know these 3 essays, again, they're all in ExamRevision. The 3 essays are there. You can download them and you can learn them off. You know those 3 essays. One of them's gonna come up, and you're gonna be absolutely laughing then in the exam, and it should get you close to the 80 marks, if not the 80 marks, depending on how well you remember the essay and be able to regurgitate it then on the day. Okay, so that's the predictions. Okay, that's the predictions. If you guys aren't following us, these are various like social media platforms. So we have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have Facebook, and then we have the YouTube channel that you're probably watching this on. Okay, please, if you haven't subscribed, can you join the 18,500 subscribers and click that subscribe button? That'd be fantastic. And because we really do value it, and we see more and more subscribers like join our YouTube channel. I suppose it motivates us to want to play more content. So when we see that subscribers people are subscribing, then yeah, we're keen to add more videos onto YouTube. And that's what we will constantly do, as long as people are keep subscribing and showing us the support. And the last thing then for today is the discount code. So KEY20 will get you 20% off standard and premium plans. Okay, but it's only valid until Sunday. I think I said the 14th. 14th is today. Okay, it's the 15th. Okay, Sunday the 15th. So tomorrow, the 15th. But it expires at 23:59. So 11:59, just before midnight. Okay, on Sunday night. So KEY20 will get you 20% off. So go take out a premium plan if you want all the essays and to reduce all your workload, because I know it's obviously close to the exam and you need as much help as possible. There's also those revision courses as well running, so check them out. And if there's any questions, please just leave them in the comments. I'm also going to add in links to my previous prediction video from last year, just to show you what I predicted. And then I'll actually put another link to the video then of me showing what came up in the exam, and just comparing and showing you how we predicted the entire paper last year, and fingers crossed I'll do it again for this year. Okay guys, thanks very much. Please hit the subscribe button and come back next week for our next Saturday session. Thanks guys.